Chapter 7, Number 16. Water skiers often ride to one side of the center line of the boat, as shown in the figure. In this case, the ski boat is traveling at 12 meters per second and the tension in the rope is 91 newtons. If the boat does 3,800 joules of work on the skier in 50.0 meters, what is the angle between the tow rope and the center line of the boat? So I'm going to sort of draw a little micro sketch here where we're going to say, well, we have the actual displacement of the object, looking something like that, and we have the tension in the tow rope like that, and they make an angle. And we know from sort of definitions of things that the work done between a force and a displacement is their dot product, which is just a mathy way of saying is the product of their magnitudes times the cosine of the angle between them, conveniently labeled here as theta. So we can just sort of solve for theta. We can say, well, let's divide everybody by FD. Let's start with that. So we end up with cosine theta is the work over FD. And then I'm going to take the inverse cosine on both sides. I do it there so as to just get theta. Yay! But over here, since there's only one rule in algebra, what you do on one side, so shall you do on the other side, I have to apply inverse cosine over here as well. And so I end up with the inverse cosine of the work divided by FD. And I have all those numbers, so I can just put them in. Inverse cosine of 3,800 joules divided by 91 newtons times 50 meters, which we get to be 33.37 degrees. We have, it seems, 2 sig figs, so 33 degrees. A couple of important things, I guess, to note. Turns out this, not very relevant, at least not for this problem, which is one thing. Second, if you're not careful when you type this into your calculator and put these guys in parentheses, then you might get a different answer. In fact, what you get on your calculator almost certainly be something called an infamous domain error. What happened here is that cosines have to be between 0 and 1, or between -1 and 1. But if you don't do the division here correctly, then you get inverse cosine of a number much bigger than 1, which is impossible. So your calculator will at least flag for you something went wrong. In this case, it really is just that you have to make sure to multiply in the denominator and not just type it straight into your calculator.